Hello class. Today I'm going to be discussing obesity and its effects on society. So essentially, obesity is determined through the body mass index, or the BMI, and it takes in different factors such as your height, weight, activity level, and body measurements such as your neck size, wrist size, and waist size. And it determines a specific rating to show where you are on the BMI chart. So a BMI less than 18.5 is considered underweight. 18.5 to 24.9 is considered normal. 25 to 29.9 is considered overweight, and finally a BMI that is 30 or greater is considered obese. So the overweight and obese population has been growing, and around the 1980s, the World Health Organization actually classified obesity as a disease. And it's not just an issue in the United States or in Mexico. It is an issue that is becoming prominent throughout the world. In fact, the Polynesian Islands have the highest obesity rates in the world, in the islands of Samoa and Tonga. The United States and Mexico have the highest obesity rates in the Western Hemisphere, and they've been fighting each other for that #1 spot. 71.6% of adults in America are either overweight or obese, and I believe 34% of that population is actually considered obese, while children aged 2 to 11 had higher numbers as well, with 32.3% of those children being obese. So a lot of things go into the increasing number of the overweight and obese population. I believe the most important factor is societal influences. Also, in the United States, there has been a trend of over-consuming processed foods such as chips, processed meats, ramen, cheese, sodas, and that has led to rapid weight gain, as well as a prominence of fast food restaurants. In Mexico, influential reason that overweight and obese population in Mexico has increased is due to cultural dietary standards. A lot of the food eaten in Mexico contain a lot of saturated fats, sugars, carbohydrates, and calories, such as pork, rice, tortillas, and beans. And the same can be said about the Polynesian Islands, where sugar is a staple food for a lot of desserts in the islands, as well as the overconsumption of pork. So as I said, there's been an increasing overweight and obese population, and that poses an issue because it's becoming normal to see an overweight or obese person. Over half of the United States population is considered overweight or obese. So it makes people believe or think that it's okay. And that has led to a rise in social body acceptance groups that advocates the acceptance of the overweight and obese population, and that has an adverse effect on attempting to decrease that population. Also, marketing shifts accommodate this growing demographic. A lot of companies advertise products claiming weight loss benefits such as vitamins or clothing, waist trainers, and also the increasing number of gyms that have risen throughout the United States. So there are several health risks that can increase or arise through obesity, some of which being type 2 diabetes, kidney disease, fatty liver disease, cancer, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, sleep apnea, pregnancy problems, and osteoarthritis. And the American Medical Association actually reclassified obesity as a disease. So I believe the best way to prevent obesity is to educate the population about the importance of a healthy diet and exercise, because it is very hard to break through the dietary norms that people are used to. They need to know the consequences of over-consuming these unhealthy foods and the consequence of not exercising. So it's important to understand concepts such as caloric deficits and surpluses, and people need to exercise regularly, incorporating both aerobic and anaerobic exercise, and maintaining a healthy diet that avoids as much processed foods as possible.